Hello, Penguin. Okay. I think it's time to make some tea. No. No. Why is the Awebo underlined? Why is it underlined? Is this a URL? Why is it underlined? Oh, because there's a directory named Awebo. Yeah, okay, there's a directory named Awebo. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Working on Git issues today. Well, I will be working on this one that I opened for myself, essentially. So this that you see is going to be what I work towards, which is well, implementing message history. So the idea is you have a conversation that is longer than just a handful of messages, and you want to be able to scroll up and load all their messages. So that's what we're going to try and make happen. We'll see. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I'm waiting for some tea to brew, and yeah, and then we're gonna start. I'm gonna put the timer. Okay. So, what's the issue with message history? The issue with message history is that it's, I don't know, complicated. I think our plan of attack needs to be the following. So first of all, let's load the application so we can take a look at what it looks like. So right now, this is what it looks like. If there's more than one user, like these are all messages from me, admin. If there's another user, we should be able to see like a line break. But the problem is right now we don't have even the concept of a second user. So I think that we need to have a database initialization script that pumps a bunch of messages to this channel so that we can start, and also messages that should be from multiple users so that we can start seeing also some like variety. Let's go to server init. Let's change our seed function to seed more stuff. For example, we insert user and admin. Let's add a second user. So we insert a second user. Power is going to be .user. New ID, created at 0. Yes, invited by 1 for sure. Display name, other user. Hey there, Toyfell. Yeah, thank you. That would be appreciated. We should insert a password for that user. So let's do it this way. So the handle of this user is just user. And then we need to add a bunch of messages. Well, first we add channels. Okay. Sure. Delightful. Then we do this. For 0 dot dot. I don't know. Let's add 100. Let's add 100 messages. QS dot insert. Oh shit, we don't have anything for adding messages. Well, we need something for that. So we need insert message. Also, we'll move these guys here like this. Okay. Insert message. Run db. Yeah. Okay. I think we should do like 2 messages per user, something like this. Or you know what? Just one at a time. So okay. Um, insert a new message. UID equals id.new. Then author needs to be let's do it like this. If I percentage 2 is 0, it's going to be admin ID, else user ID. Oh, we don't have ID. Okay. Then body is going to be what is body going to be? Let's make a buff. The buff print message is going to be no, that's the thing. Buff args argument is going to be I, and that's it. Catch unreachable. What's the problem with this stuff? Oh, this does return ID, does it not? Yeah, returning user's ID, which we call ID. Okay, perfect. Get ID. Same here. There you go. Missing origin. Origin 0. Missing channel. Good point. So insert channels doesn't allow us to hardcode, but I think we can just do channel 1. It's gonna be fine. Okay, with this we should be good. With this we should have added 100 messages. Let's see how that looks like. Oh shit. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Now, here's another thing that we're gonna change. In chat, message window size. Where do we specify this? In channel. Okay, so window size is a U6. That's 64. Let's turn that into a U5. Or even better, maybe even less. Let's do U5 and we'll see where that leads us. So then that we will load fewer messages now. Yeah, we're loading from 105 to down. Okay. So next is, I don't know, let's see what that looks like in the GUI. Well, turns out we can't even know this because there's a foreign key constraint that failed. Hmm. That's unfortunate. So either we are messing up a channel or we are messing up one of the users or something. Let's take a look. Um, yeah, 1, 2, 3. They're all internal one. So this part should be fine. Server command instead of init, I guess, maybe, whatever. I just need those now. But what is blowing up? So I have to be honest. I'm unhappy with this message error. This error message. I think I would like this to give me allocation. So I'm going nuclear. I'm going nuclear. I'm going nuclear. We're not doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. And you give source to me. Basically, we're gonna stop printing this line because we don't care about this line being causing the problem. We care about who is invoking us. Okay, so this is going to break every single place we're calling a query because we need to do this now. But it's fine. Let me go get the tea. Do. Okay. Yeah, let's go fix all these things. Wait, did I put it before DB even? Oh, I put it before DB. That's fine. That's actually fair. What's wrong with inlining run so that source propagates to call site? Does it? I don't think it does. I don't think that marking these inline would change the source location. And this is it. I expected worse. Yeah. Uh, I need to complain about this on your side. Although, you know what? This shouldn't be necessary. Now that I think about it, this shouldn't really be necessary if we had a stack trace. Why are we not getting a stack trace? Shouldn't a breakpoint cause a panic? Like, I guess the biggest problem in this case is that, well, okay, it's a bit too high up at this point, but the biggest problem is that we should get a panic from the breakpoint, and that should show us the stack trace, and at which point we should know what's going on, and that would make source kind of necessary. But oh well, it does not propagate. Yeah, but also because, like, let's say that you have two sources, two calls to source in that function in two different places, and then you make that function in line. So those two things need to produce two different locations. Um, but now what would those numbers be if they get somehow um, reassigned if you're in line? So okay, let's run the server. Server is happy. GUI is unhappy. Host 179, foreign key constraint failed. Absurd message. Foreign key constraint failed for absurd message. Well, I mean, the only foreign key that a message has. No, okay, there are two. So there are two foreign keys. One is author, one is channel. Uh, so that means that I don't know. We're fucking something up there. So let's do this. SQLite, this one. Select star from channels. What do we got in there? Nothing. Uh, Nothing. Okay, so here's why we have nothing. Because we are in a transaction. Oh, maybe that explains it. Wait, that actually explains it. Wait a second. That actually does explain it. Fuck. I think that's it. Guess what? We turn off the transaction and let's see what happens next. Now watch it not complain. Database is locked. Right. Okay, fair. It does complain. But without the transaction now we see some stuff. We did add one channel. There's no users. Okay, so that explains. Okay, so the problem is not the transaction, it seems. The problem is in here. Where are my users? Why are we not adding users? Actually, we can see this. We can see if there are users or no users. Yeah, look at this. Delta is empty. So there are channels that we're sending down. Server max UID is 106. Max UID of the client should be 0, and it is 0. Why are we not sending down users? Completing Delta. Do we see how many users we load? We see that we load chat messages, we load channels. I don't think we have logging for loading users. But for some reason, we decide that is not worth adding users. Oh, you know what? It's my init function. Maybe that's wrong. It is not. It's the sync code. Well, it's the Delta code that has to be wrong then. For users, if user update UID is lower than, continue. Otherwise append. I bet you that this value is hard coded to sync. This fuck. There we go. Okay. So with this, we should be loading users correctly and we should be passing them down correctly as well. Unless there's another error. Flow. There's not the UID in select user by handle. Well, gotta start asking for it. Okay, so now we build. Foreign key, another foreign key constant failed. Although we have our database in kind of a janky situation right now because we turned off transactions earlier. So the database right now, it's in a weird, potentially weird state. I don't know if it makes sense for us to attempt to make this work, but let's try a little bit more. So what is the foreign key constraint that failed? Insert into messages, blah, 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 values. Because we're still not sending now any users. So I did restart the server, did I not? And we still hit this problem. But you know what? Our database is busted. We need to reset it for sure. Okay, let's start from scratch again. Okay, foreign key constraint failed. So let's see again. Wait. Are we receiving users? Yes, we are getting one user. That's not enough. We should be getting two users. Why are we getting only one? That's bad. There's two users in the server. Why are we getting one? Let's see what's in the server. Yeah. So this is all fine. Could it be an issue that the user is invited by themselves? Well, the thing is, we don't seem to be okay, let's look at this line 179. In host 179, we're not adding the users. We're adding messages. This is 179. So it's adding a message that fails. Adding users is fine, but we have received from the server only one user. Uh, sorry, I added this yesterday. Maybe it's not. It's obviously not immediately obvious to read, but this is saying. I'll explain slightly. I'll explain a little bit more of what's going on here. When you reconnect to a server, the client tells the server. Every event, creating a new user, adding a new message, modifying, creating a new channel, modifying a channel name. These are all events that use a single counter shared by all of them. So there is a sequence number shared across multiple tables of events that sorts events on a timeline. It's not connected to time because it's just a sequence number, but they are perfectly sorted in sequence. So the client, when it connects, says, I've observed events up to 20. And the server then will only send down updates to things that happened after update ID or like unique ID 20. So not every ID is that number, only some are. UID is the sequence number. Some things have identifiers that are like auto-generated by the database, but then the update ID is what matters. So users have a like last updated field, which is also set when you create them the first time, that does use that counter. So server has 106 events in it, and client when it loads doesn't have any, because here we have just reset the database. So we have an empty, we didn't we reset the client. We reset the client, so it has max UID 0, it doesn't have anything. And so it asks for the server for a delta update, and under these circumstances, the server should send down a lot of information. Not all of it, because the client will only cache recent messages. So you will not receive 100 messages. It will receive updates for existence of channels. It will receive, in theory, events for users that have been created, but not every single message, only some of them. Now, the problem is that here, I know that the server has two users, but for some reason we're only sending down one. Oh, and I know why. I know why. I remember why now. Because we are sending down users based on we grab them from here, but we can't. Oh fuck, we can't. We cannot do that. Because right now we are not loading all users in memory. The server is not keeping all users in memory. And that is indeed a problem because then either we don't fetch them from here, we fetch them from somewhere else. Server needs to hold all users in memory. There is nothing we can do about it. I need to change how the server works. So, server run init. Where is it that we do state init? State init, load channels, load things, and now we need to load also user. Then here we do host name channels. We need to do also the same for users. Well, I mean, I really need to do the thing that I was doing before. I'm not gonna do it. Oh no, but I get what we were doing, why we were doing it. Okay, cons users. Display name. Invited by power. Yeah, there's no created. Okay, let's set it to 0, and then we'll do better in the future. Avatar. Oh god. We do null. No. Okay. Expected type of web host users. Oh yeah. Well, about that. Use text or text no dupe. Oh shit. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's see what effect this has on the server. Hopefully we don't turbo break it. We did not turbo break it. Now we're sending down both users as we should. And now everything works. No constraint failures. And you can see our beautiful message list. Oldest message at the top, newest message at the bottom. So now we need to do UI work. So first of all, when you open this thing, we should scroll to the bottom and or maybe we should remember up to where we were scrolled if this was already loaded. So you should remember its scrolling offset. Uh, I don't know. Let's try to do that. Although first, before we do anything, there's a thing that I want to look into, which is DVUI has a view for messages of this kind. There's this window here, and there's scrolling. We need to make sure that we're using this widget because this is the widget. Scroll to message. Oh, okay. So this has the ability to do like add below plus scroll, add above no scroll, add above with scroll, delete above, delete above no scroll, scroll to top, scroll to bottom. So this view is the thing that has all the features for implementing chat messages, like a chat message history. The question, the thing that I need to make sure of is that that's what I'm using. We are using in the UI code. Um, we are using a scroll area. Probably the right one, but the right thing to use. But we should double check. So let's take a look at the VUI examples. Up, maybe? No. No, these are different examples. Maybe it's under source. Aha. Scroll. Scrolling. Scroll canvas. Wait, what? Scrolling, maybe. Yeah. Um, scroll container widget. Scroll area. There we go. Although this is not messages. I think messages is more above. Yeah, so here's all the buttons. UI box, label, and then scroll area. Scroll info, lock visible. Web test.zig. But I think that one should be using this, should it not? Message reply. Wait, where's the message reply? All right, message reply. Message reply. So this is what renders data. So he uses scroll area. And can we have like instead of scrolling having like a line wrap, we can't have line wrap. So scroll info is data.scroll info. Lock visible is scroll lock visible. Expand horizontal. Mean size content, something style content. Okay. So this scroll info is probably something important. And then there's lock visible. So are we using a scroll area? We are using a scroll area. What is that info? Scroll info. Vertical bar, horizontal bar, focus. A different viewport. Okay, what's scroll info? Oh, I guess it's something that we instantiate that has to survive, and that's it. Maybe. Well, there's this uppercase data. Here's data one. Here's data. DUI data get pointer default. Scroll to message, scroll to bottom buffer, scroll lock visible. So if you press scroll to top, this calls scroll to offset. Okay, so this is processing these kind of requests. Hmm. Scroll lock visible. Okay. So I think we want to mimic some of this logic. Long story short. Okay. There's also data one. Oh, this is storing data get pointer default. So this is storing also. Why is this uppercase? This is not a type. This is not a type, my man. Data is not a type. Data is a struct. Why is it uppercase? Oh no. Okay, so this stuff is breaking my brain now that I'm that I'm not used to this stuff anymore. Let's start with this. Copy. Okay. Okay. Scroll data. Message start, message end. Hmm. I'm also curious why we're asking DVUI to remember this stuff for us. Also, this is attached to to not to the scroll, but before the scroll, because we want to manipulate this before we get down to the scroll. Well, before we start rendering the scroll, I guess. Data get pointer default. But we do get pointer default, but then when we render the scroll, because also we're grabbing this from HBox data ID. No, wait, okay, we're using HBox's ID. We're calling it data or something, but we manipulate its state, and then when we get to the scroll, where's the scroll? When we get to the scroll area, we pass down data scroll info. Like, I'm not sure I understand this stuff. It's messy. I think this stuff is not exactly the way it should be. Mm, okay, let's start with one thing at a time. Can we start by having the scroll area start at the bottom? So one step at a time. Scroll mode, no scrolling. Virtual size calculated from children. Virtual size left as given. Scroll bar mode, no scroll bar. Show scroll bar if viewport is smaller than virtual size. Overlay scroll bar on content if viewport is smaller than virtual size. Always show scroll bar. Okay. Virtual size, minimum size needed to show all contents without scrolling. I don't know. Viewport velocity, scroll max, offset fraction offset, scroll by offset, scroll to offset, scroll to fraction, scroll page, scrolls a viewport screen amount, scroll page up, scroll page down. Okay. That's writing everything in Zig. I am. Yeah. I think we want scroll max. Is there scroll mean somewhere? Horizontal, vertical, and then invert. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, so this should force us to be. This should force us to be at the bottom of the scroll bar. Maybe. Or we have to do invert. I guess we'll see. Let's see now. No. Let's try with invert. Oh my god, it doesn't work. What the fuck? What does okay, what does David do? Because there's a scroll to the bottom button, right? Scroll to bottom. Scroll to offset vertical, STD math, float max. But 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 then why is that thing not working? I don't get it. I don't get it. There we go, it worked. The only problem now is that this doesn't allow us to scroll back up because we are triggering the scroll to bottom every repaint, every frame, every repaint. We're like pulling it down. So um, I guess the next step is to do that at the beginning. So to recognize when we're opening the thing for the first time, and then we need to remember where we were. So I guess this is something that needs to trigger on a like tab transition. So whenever you, it's something that happens when you click the button, right? You click the button and you set the scroll of this thing to a given height, and then you click another button. You remember where the other one was, something like that. Okay, so this is gonna be our next thing. Um, yeah. Also, do the messages really stop at 99? They do. Okay. So give me a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, we're scrolling to the bottom real efficiently. Awesome. Um, let's do better. So we need to remember where we are. Also, I'm curious, does this technique remember where we were? So if I go to the middle and then I go back, then I return. Yeah, no, it resets. Okay. Um, there might be better ways of doing what I'm about to do, so we'll see. So here's how we do this. I think that a chat panel needs to be something that we keep around, maybe. Do we make an instance of this stuff? Where do we store this information? I'm guessing this scroll information. So this is where things become interesting. On one end, this is UI information. Scroll position stored as last message seen plus ID plus offset. Um, that would kind of require searching every frame where the last scene ID is located, like in terms of a pixel offset. So you kind of want to keep. I think you kind of want to not have to do the work every single frame. Um, so this info, in a sense, kind of has to exist per host. It kind of has to exist per host. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let's do it this way. Var. So in theory, we could sneak this information inside of. Okay, so here's what I was trying to say to articulate. Um, not like every frame. Well, but this is an immediate mode GUI. So everything that I do happens every frame. Or alternatively, then I would have to compute this and then save the pixel offset anyway. So shouldn't it exist per channel? Yeah, you're right. No, not only per host, per channel. Thank you. Good point. Yes. So um, so how do we do this? I was saying we could sneak this information inside the host. The problem is that that puts host in a position where it depends on GUI information, which is not good. Long story short, for us to be able to store this information inside host, which would be preferable because um, that would be more efficient than what I'm about to do. But for us to be able to do this, we need to figure out a UI agnostic way of representing scroll information because basically we would want that same data structure to be meaningful also for the TUI application. The numbers don't have to be the same. So they don't have. It's not like 20 has to mean the same thing in both UI, GUI, and TUI. But the type has to be the same. It has to be. It cannot be specific to the VUI. So, and I don't know how to do that at the moment. I just don't know how this stuff works. I'm like learning as I go. So for now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this like channel. We're not just gonna put scroll info in there. No. Uh, channel infos, SCD, auto hash map. Key is gonna be a packed struct that contains host ID and channel ID. So this is going to be the key. And then the value is going to be something contains a scroll info and plus maybe something else. I don't know. But at least we're going to have scroll info in there. So here we're going to do this. Actually, it's going to be gop. Channel infos dot get or put allocator. We're going to need an allocator. Key is going to be host ID h.id. Channel ID is going to be channel ID, which we don't have. Unfortunately, chat does not contain the chat ID. Chat does not contain this stuff. So we're going to need to ask that alongside the GPA. Not got found existing. Then we do this. Okay. So this is good. And this should, as is, this should scroll us to the bottom the first time. And then it should allow us to survive. Now, we don't know if this guy mutates this. Is this mutable? This is mutable. So it might get mutated by this call. So maybe this is enough to remember how things are going. Let's see what happens. So message list needs a couple more things. First of all, needs GPA. I think that's after GPA. Then it needs C dot ID. Actually, H and then C dot ID. There's no GPA in app. Oh, it's core dot GPA. Okay. Let's see how we're doing now. We don't compile. Awebo host ID. Awebo host has no member named ID. Oh. I think a host ID is it under client only? Yeah, that makes sense. Uh-oh. Oh, second channel? No. Uh-oh. We're not doing too well. Oh, no. Oh, no. We broke something. What the heck? Oh. Oh, 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 oh. We're not scroll to the bottom. We haven't scrolled to the bottom. That is unfortunate. Why? Does it need to be... Does it need to have rendered at least once for it to be able to do that? So if I move these out, it will definitely work because that's basically the setup that we had before. And it does. But then we're stuck. So I was thinking that we could do this scroll mode, scroll bar mode. Scroll max. Virtual size minus viewport. Scroll to offset. Math clamp. That and scroll max. Okay, so scroll max computes a number. That's why scroll max wasn't doing anything. It was just computing a number. So it wasn't like causing changes. This is what causes changes. And also, um, I think this needs to be some kind of setting that you can specify on the scroll area. Also, like when initializing it in init options, scroll info vertical container process events after was allocated on widget stack. Hmm. Okay, so that's not for us. What about the other one? Although the other one is the generic options one, right? So not for us. Okay. So long story short, we don't know how to scroll to the bottom on opening. Do we know how to restore scrolling though? For example, this is currently not scrolling to the bottom, but what if I scroll a bit and then I change and I come back? Oh, we remember. We remember. Okay, so at least we have. Okay, we broke one feature, but we implemented the other one. We're remembering scrolling position because we are saving it. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Ah. So some of what we wanted um, has been done. The next thing is um, huh. I think it's kind of unfortunate because the fact that we cannot start at the bottom makes it kind of problematic to continue working on this, because what I wanted to do is have a thing that as we're scrolling up, as we're scrolling up, the idea is that once we start reaching like I don't know, like once you're here, once you've scrolled to the top something percent, we trigger a request for history. But the thing is, we can't have this mechanism right now because we don't control fully the scrolling. We would need to start from the bottom, otherwise it will trigger immediately as soon as we come in. Although, you know what, we could temporarily add a button. We could add a button that says that when you press it, it loads stuff, kind of like what TVUI itself was doing. Kind of like what TVUI itself was doing. So we can start prototyping the network APIs. Well, prototyping, actually implementing them. I guess let's try this. So we do it in message list because this is where we have this stuff. Load history, dvui dot button at source label well, request history. I think that's how it works usually. Okay, we have the button. So we just press the button to request more history. Um, hmm. Pecora panna cotta. Thank you for the Prime sub. Okay. So we have the button press. So we can turn the button press into a request to core. How does this work? So this is definitely a core command. So core dot, oh shit, we don't have core. That means that we want to do this then. So here we want to do core dot message send. No, put event. What's the current version of Z that you're using? It's in the zone file. It's this one. Hmm. So we want to put an event where we say this host, this channel. So let's look at what events look like. Network, host ID, caller speaking, chat message, new, media connection details, callers update. Oh, right. You know why we're not? No, you know why we're not doing this? Because we already hold a lock to core. There is no point to put stuff in the queue. We already have a lock to core, so we can just call methods core dot load. Like for example, here send message send. For example, um, chat history load. Core dot chat history load. What do we pass down? Well, we actually have pointers to things, so we could pass down the pointer to host, the pointer to chat straight up. Something like this. I guess I want to look at the protocol level, how this is supposed to look like. Protocol client, authenticate, error, sign up, call join, channel create. Where's like message send? Oh, chat message send. Well, let's have pub const chat history load or chat history get. Okay, so we want the channel ID. Although let's say chat channel. Then we need to communicate to the server um, where to start from. So the simple case is we don't have any history. We only have most recent messages. So what we want to see is the oldest message that we have in this channel, and we want to basically go from there backwards. Now, if we already have some loaded history, then that's a different thing. So, but we don't have any data structures to support that. So one bit at a time. So in any case, oldest UID. Um, and that's kind of it. That's kind of it. Okay, let's see. Um, I just noticed that it seems you cannot remove the agents page from a GitHub repo. Oh no. They even allow you to remove the issue page. Yeah, but you also cannot remove PRs. So like you have to accept PRs, or rather you cannot get rid of the tab. And I guess you cannot get rid of the agents tab. Well, you can't stop progress. Or actually you can. You know what? Go to codeberg.org. Make sure to thank GitHub for all the fish, and I don't know. Life goes on. All this, so chat channel, all this UID. This is really it. There's really nothing else that we need to pass down, at least at the moment. So this is a chat history get, and then the server replies with some chat history. Well, like straight up. So let's go in server. Oh, there's channels update. Holy shit, I already had well, this is old stuff. I don't think we're even using this now. I suspect I might even comment this out. This is old, but fine. Chat message new, pub const, chat history. So chat history, what will chat history contain? It's literally just a list of messages. Oh, also we need an origin here. I tried to give AI a go today after making a large change to my TUI library that broke all the tasks due to a change in API. Asked it to fix 100 or so tasks, and it deleted around half of them. Well, that's unfortunately your fault because you did not prompt the AI correctly, because you didn't use the right model, because you didn't use the right, I don't know, agent infrastructure around it, because you didn't put the right information in your agents.md. And I don't know, you're just unlucky. Like it must suck to suck. Sorry. If I did it, well, I not me personally, but you know, if one of the people that actually are like owning the universe with AI did it, they would actually one shot it. So, I mean, that's just life. That's just life. We can't all be winners. But you know what you can do? So you can buy one guy's book on how to get better at agents. You can buy another guy's video course on how to one shot everything with agents. You need to get GitHub Copilot, Cloud Code, Gemini thingy. Also, have you considered, instead of using one agent, using the Swarm stuff, so that you know, so that they start doing stand-ups, pass around Jira tickets, etc. That also probably would have helped. So long story short, it's like you didn't really believe in it enough. You didn't invest enough resources, and so like yeah, you got what you paid for. should have paid more. And like it's literally just a slice of messages, basically. Okay. Also, you know what? I think this guy doesn't need serialized unlock. I think these need normal serialize. Are these all serialized unlock? This one is not. Why are we doing serialized unlock on all of them? Let me think. No, we want to do serialized unlock because otherwise we're not going to be able to mutate any of these message instances or like even free them. Like we're basically locking. We need to hold a lock until we copied everything, until we've serialized everything. And if we do that on the wire, we're fucked. Okay. So this is the chat history message. Next, we need to go in server. Essentially here, protocol client, chat history, marker, chat history. Oh, chat history get. We're gonna place it below this one. Maybe we can copy also some of the code. I don't know. I copied a bunch. Maybe copied even too much. So this is gonna be chat history get client IO allocator reader. Wait, are we not? Are we not missing a parameter? Oh no, because reader contains the rest of the message. Okay, scope log, then protocol, client.chat message, chat history get. Actually, chat history get does not need the serialize. Chat history get does not need serialized unlock because this guy is just a simple value object, doesn't have any like slices, pointers, and whatnot. And and um here in run, this is going to deserialize alloc. Oh, right, we don't even have that, so we just do this and we get chat history get chg. We lock the state. We look at user limits. That's fine. Take token user action. Complain if the client is being bad. Okay. Then, um, okay, then this stuff down here makes no sense. We're gonna have to do it differently. Okay, so now what we need to do is uh, grab the channel by channel ID, complain if it's wrong, look at look at the history yet, and then we select a batch of messages from that using the database. Okay. Oh, is this the React UI stuff? Oh no, man. Hello, Phil. The more time passes, the more our industry is disappointing to me. I feel like the developers like to think themselves as extremely intelligent, blah blah blah, and I suspect that chances are that in most meetings, the software engineer is not the dumbest person in the room. But I would bet good money that the software engineer is almost never the smartest person in the room, like almost never. And especially when it comes to like I don't know, maturity, also never the most mature person in the room. Like we're just a bunch of like I don't know, uh, big children that still believe in like fairy tales in a somewhat embarrassing way. Okay, so const I start to take to get a channel equals state dot channels. Do we have channels in here? No, they're on their host. State channels host channels dot get chg dot channel origin voice. Sorry, come again. Why is this suggesting voice? Er? Oh no, because I bungled stuff. I bungled this. Oh no. I did also on the other side. So that means that in run here, cg dot chat channel. There we go. Or else, so this one can return null, I believe. Yeah. So if it's missing, well, that's clearly a problem. So what we're gonna say is it's in the failure. Do. Also, where's the return in the code that I copied? Oh no, it has no return. Oh wait, there's a known channel. Wait a second. We already had this code. I like it. A known channel. Um. Because client chat message send has this concept of a reply error. Oh. Oh. Okay. Why do people use React for a terminal UI? Yeah. Hmm. Why use React for a terminal UI? I don't know. I guess if you have a web developer brain and and it's the only kind of brain that you developed, then you know, when you have a hammer, everything is a nail. I guess that's probably the better way of saying it. So I guess they're used to doing React everything with React. And React is blazingly fast, diff updates. Like even the fact that they're diffing, I find tragicomic. Um, and I'm saying this also because I too originally when I first started approaching rendering to the terminal was thinking, wait, I probably want to do diffing so that we don't render stuff that is unnecessary. We only render necessary stuff, and it's like no, it turns out the differ thing is like it's a grid where you have like if you're unlucky you have like 10,000 cells. It's not even worth diffing. Just repaint the whole thing every single time. You're gonna be good. Oh well. Anyway, so we got the channel, and so after we got the channel, now it's a matter of fetching. Actually, we don't even need full get of the channel because we only do get ID because because wait, get ID? Oh, it goes from a name. Oh shit. Okay. Well, we don't really need the channel because we don't do anything with it in reality because we're fetching everything from the database. So what we're gonna do, actually, we don't even need to do it this way, I think. Because we're running a query. So I'm wondering how much information can we get out of a query all at once? Yeah, also another problem with changes of this kind is that you need to you cannot model the terminal just as a simple grid. You have also to keep in mind things like grapheme clusters that occupy like well emojis that occupy more than one column because they're square, or if you want to use any advanced terminal feature stuff like rendered images. So like just going for repainting from scratch is just so much easier. It's probably easier for everybody. It's easier for you. At the end of the day, it's probably easier for the freaking terminal. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with these people. I do not know what is up with these people. Okay, we need a query. Do we have access to any queries in here? Holy cow. Well, we have state. I guess state should give us access to queries or QS. Okay, we have QS. I think because it's a global. So what should this query look like? This should be get message like history chunk, something like this. Um, I guess we define it in here. Select chat history. Yeah, just select chat history is good, I guess. Query. I don't know what the query is going to look like. Kind is going to be rows. Calls is going to be basically whatever is in a message. So we're going to have to type it out. This is going to be annoying. Then arguments. So what arguments do we put? Channel ID. And then do we put limit or do we hard code it? I guess we can put limit as a variable. Although it sucks. But let's not hard code it. So columns are going to be UID created. Actually, this should be Awebo message.id. Updated. Update UID. Optional U64. Author. Awebo user.id. Author. Then channel, of course. Although channel we can omit in this query because we're selecting all of them from the same channel. So then, well, body. And I guess for now, this is fine. Duplicate enum field H. Is this in server? Lowercase h. Are you better now? Are you happier now? Happier now. Okay. So this is select UID created update UID author body from messages where channel equals question mark 1. Oh, uh, offset is going to be a U64 where channel equals 1 and UID lower than question mark 2. And UID lower than that, then question mark 2, and then limit Question mark 3. So this seems to be our query. How expensive is a line to draw? My first instinct is that should brand that that such branch would be very hard to predict. Wait, I think I missed some stuff. The network bandwidth over SSH needed for code to spin the waiting throbber is more than my first internet connection. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is our query. We should profile it, ideally. Or rather, we can profile it. Let's do it. Hmm. Query plan. Let's see. Search messages using index messages by channel and raw ID. This is not optimal, I think. And raw ID lower than question mark. This might not be optimal. This might not be optimal. If we make the primary key row ID and channel, this query would improve, I think. So if we, okay, let's bring this back. Let's give a satisfactory end to this whole thing by placing a panic in there. Then what is the next problem? Expected comma there. Okay, so now everybody should be happy, or maybe not. Yeah, we are. Everybody's happy. Let's go to table. Let's take a look at the messages table. So I'm making this the primary key, but if instead we do this, and then we do primary key, another question is UID comma channel or channel comma UID. UID comma channel or channel comma UID. No, it has to be UID comma channel, doesn't it? Okay, I'm curious to see where this leads us. Syntax error. Oh, it has more than one primary key. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I forgot that. To do that, we need to do this integer not null. Um, I think we might. Well, I mean, I think the question at this point is: do we do it without row ID? Because if we don't do it without row ID, then might as well just leave this be the primary key and then create a second index on just channel. Well, as a secondary complete index. What's the problem now? Oh, ascending is not foreign key mismatch. Notifications, referencing messages. Right. So let's comment out notifications. So if we do this, then this would search messaging using index UID. I'm not sure what the difference is between this and what we had before. Okay, let's try the other alternative way. The other alternative way is integer primary key. Actually, wait. Let's do it without raw ID. What say you now? Yeah, using primary key. Alternatively, we don't do this. We change this. We say this is channel, comma, UID. But this is a bad idea, I think. In the sense that that might be wasteful. Syntax horror. There's a syntax horror. Trading commas, of course. Man, can't live with a trading comma. God forbid there's a trading comma. Channel equal question mark and UID equals. Can we run this as an actual query? Channel equals 1. UID lower than 40. Limit 3. That's not what I want. I want them sorted by like this. Sorted by. Where's my where's my sort close? What am I missing? Oh, order by. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, so this changes nothing. Yeah, no, I think this index is useful. But what if I change this index to not be like this? What if it's like this now? Alright, since it can still be used, I guess. Okay, well, let's leave it at that then. I'm satisfied for now. Okay, that's our query. Now, where's that function that ends in panic? Okay, here. Let chat history dot run. Okay, our chat history has offset all this UID. Limit equals, let's do 3 at a time, just so we can control this stuff. This gives us rows, while rs.next. There's other information that I want to get from that query, such as, is there anything older? Unfortunately, there is no way of really knowing. Well, okay. Missing start field? Channel. Oh, yeah. True. Origin. No, text loop. Definitely text loop. There you go. Okay. Awebo protocol server. Got history. The H. Oh, actually, we're leaking a bunch because we are also copied them from here. This is bad. This is bad. We need something that allows us to. Uh, something that allows us to skip this copy. Okay, so this should send everything pointer while start is active. Uh, what the heck are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Missing protocol sizes. This is in server. Yeah. There you go. Are we happy now? Wrong directory. Zig build. Okay, so we're happy now. We build. So the server should be able to send us the history that we ask for, but we're missing the client side part of it. So on the client, stuff is more complicated because on the client, we need to on the client, we need to have this concept of being having requested history. So that's part of the state of this view, whether we have a pending history request or not. We should also use that to not send another history request. So we shouldn't spam requests to the server. Then, what else? What else? So we need to represent this probably with a spinner. Let's represent this. Okay. Chat panel, button pressed. We're not doing the real request for now, but we're placing a spinner. So let's say the button press sets state in GOP. Uh, there we go. So we do something like we say the waiting history is true. False by default. When you press the button, we set it to true, and then we do if channel info dot waiting history. Then we do I think this button needs the concept of being frozen. Does it have that? Can you like disable it? Maybe there is no concept of that. Okay. Okay, what's in our spinner? Our spinner has only normal options. Okay, so maybe we don't care about setting any of them. Okay, let's see how this looks. Oh, expected parameter list found comma. Oh shit. Expected regular type found void. Oh, you don't even try a spinner. Okay, you just spin the spinner. Beautiful. Truly beautiful. Okay, so this is waiting. So now we need to make the request for real. Let's do it something like this. If waiting history, if not, sending chat history request. Okay, now we need to kind of create chat history load. Let's go in core, and we have a chat message new. We're placing our stuff near these guys, so let's do it. Let's put it below function chat history load. No, let's go to chat history get. Core host ID, chat history get protocol client chat history get. Okay. So h.client.id. Wait, why are we not passing the host? Because it's network that wants just an ID. You know what? Just an ID. Okay. Host ID. Then we pass chat channel ID. Origin 0 for now. Oldest UID. Right. What's the oldest UID? The oldest UID is c dot messages dot we have. Oh, we can do at 0. That's the oldest. Dot ID. Okay. This is kind of, it's not really correct, but we're starting to make it work. So what we need is something that keeps track of this request and that is able to match our request to a message that we receive from the server that can then like resolve this request. So somewhere we haven't been doing this at all, I think, up until now, but we need a network to keep track of requests with pending origins, and either network or core has to do this work. I guess it has to be core, maybe. Hmm. I'm also another thing that I'm doing wrong is that clearly waiting for history is not UI state. Clearly waiting for history is core state. It's core state that is relative to this channel. So I think we need to have I think we need to have client only data in channel as well. In any case, we send a request and I don't know, here we wait. One interesting thing though with this system is that what we could do in theory is um, when we receive those messages, instead of immediately having core place them in well, the list of messages that we have, maybe this is something that the UI could do. That would be funny. Basically we have the UI do that, and we use that as an opportunity to have the UI like animate their insertion. That would be funny. I mean, I don't know, maybe a bad idea, probably a very bad idea, but also doable. So chat history get. Let's go in here. Wait, what are we doing here? Chat history get. Um, we need to send a network message, a network request. How do you ask the network to do stuff? I forgot. To chat message new is probably a good example. Although this, I think, is we received a new message. This is not a um, channels update, host sync. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I definitely put this in the wrong place. There we go. Message send, channel create. These are the things the UI wants us to do. Also, we do accept in these host by pointer. Oh, here we were looking also at the client connection status. Man, that is also kind of important. You cannot ask this stuff of a server that we're not connected to. Do you know if Zig's Translate C is in sync with Zigline/Translate C repo, or is it a pinned version? Um, it's not perfectly in sync. There has to be a sync commit that mm, downstreams changes in Translate C into the Z compiler. But they happen fairly frequently, so they are not automatically in sync. Um, but I think normally they don't lag behind too much. Okay, there used to be a time where I had a more precise idea about this stuff. Okay, let's use my old conventions. So H host C channel. Although maybe this part can stay the same, but or with IDs, but that's it. Although no, this is definitely a pointer to a host. Channel ID is fine. Like this. We don't have the UI do all that work we were doing in here. We do it instead in the core. That's where it belongs. Yeah. Wait, what the heck is going on in here? Oh, pending messages. Interesting. So for chat messages, there was the concept of pending messages. We don't have that in here. We can skip this. But there's a push future. IO concurrent. IO TCPQ put one. Oh, we are not just doing it. We are doing it concurrently. To not block the UI. Hmm. Interesting. I think we need a more general concept of pending requests. Maybe. Well, let's start sending this message and then we'll see what happens. Let's do it in the crappy way. So we just do um why is this deleting random shit? Oh my god. Connection dot um TCP Q put one. IO core.io, I guess. Item bytes. Okay, so with this we have sent the request, but we're missing processing the reply. How should processing the reply? How should that look like? So one simple way of making this work would be that instead of doing waiting history, or rather, instead of that being bool, you make that a number, and number like an optional number. Default by default it's null. Then in here we're saying that if channel waiting history is null, then we say that this is waiting history is um, channel messages at 0 minus 1. That's safe to do. We can always do -1 on something that exists. This one needs to be pub, I guess. So we can always do -1. And then in here we can do if see the messages at 0. Well, if uh, the waiting history if chat at 0 is lower or equal h, then we set it to null. Okay. What is the problem here? There's no serialized unlock on this guy. Chat history get. Oh, well. Hmm. Okay, so this worked. The problem is that we immediately got a reply. We thought we also we thought we got a media connection details reply, but no. The problem is that we received a message that we don't know how to decode. Um, so let's go do that. This is still in core. This chat history. Message.host ID. Huh. Yeah, in CHG. Hmm. So we have to implement this. We also need to do a network. And in network, we need to parse this stuff somewhere. No, there's no deserialize. Wait, where is this deserialize? Oh no, no, wait. It has to be unlocked. This bad boy has messages in it, definitely. So put event network host ID command is gonna be chat history containing CHG. Oh, CH. Okay. Okay, and this gets us to chat history not existing. There we go. Okay. So just chat history, it's almost kind of like this one. Right now, they do the same exact thing, or well, not exactly. They do kind of the same thing, not quite though. So I think at this point, um, we need to have a data. We need to have a data structure that holds message history. We currently do not have that. Yeah, so we need to have something that holds message history. Hmm. How do we do it? I think we really need to have a client only starting channel at this point. Well, in chat at this point. So in client only, we want. What is it we want precisely? I guess we just want another collection of messages that are just old, and we just keep them here. It's like it's another copy of this guy, kinda, except that it's not a circular buffer. Like, how does it work? Is it just an array of messages? I guess as a starting point, we can just make it an array of messages. Although not quite, because it's a circular buffer in the sense that we will want to push to it from on both ends, because what we want is that when a message from that resides in the new message group, so you have new messages, a new message comes in, the oldest of these guys falls off the window, but instead of completely removing it, we want to move it to the history block, which means appending on one end. But then when you request all their history, you want to append from the other end. So this still needs to be this needs to be a deque of messages equals empty. So this is client only. What else? Let's not give it behavior at this point. Let's just leave the data there. Hmm. Duplicate struct member name in chat message new. Oh, that's my copy. Well, no, I named it chat history. I guess I had not saved, huh? Okay. Okay, so basically what we want to do is, oh, chat history is not even telling us what the channel is. Uh, Maybe it should tell us. Although we should know from our request. We should be able to cross-reference origin and do that, but we don't have that for now. So let's go here. Tell us what the channel is. Okay. Okay, so first we get the host. So first you get the host, then you get the channel. Then um I don't know, return. Then we have a channel and we do channel dot client dot. Oh, well, dot, of course, it's dot kind dot chat because this is a chat specific thing. Client history pushback pushback bounded push front. I don't know what the back and the front is in this context. I guess we could say that um I don't know, these ones come from the front like this. Okay, so this makes us push stuff in there. So then when we render a channel oh shit. Oh no. My rendering logic. My horrible rendering logic. It won't adapt to this new system. Fuck. Uh, but we can do it in a crappy way for history, I guess. For now. So for c.client.history. Ah, I guess we need an iterator, don't we? Never mind. Does this iterator give us messages or something weird? It gives us messages. Okay. And then index. Oh, let's start at 1,000. Again, we were saying that we're doing this crappily, and crappily we were doing it. Fair if not showing pending the init. Last author. Text layout. Text layout the init. TL add text. MSG the text. Oh, also there's no while. Oh god. Right. Yeah, what do you do with what this returns? What does this return? MS string result. Author text box, message box. What were they doing with it below? Oh, I was looking at the last author. Oh my god. Okay. Client only is missing protocol. True. Oh, chat history is void. Catch 'em. Oh no. What have we done? Oh no, what have I done? What is the problem? Widget is not closed within its parent. You forget to call the init. I don't know, man. Did I? Did I forget to call the init? Oh, do we need to do the init on the result of this guy? I guess we do, don't we? Um, yeah. I did forget to do the init. Sorry, friend. So we got chat history. But now I think I need to change my thing here. Not C messages at 0. It's C dot C dot client dot history. But then deque doesn't have at 0, or does it? Init capacity, init buffer, the init, ensure total capacity, push, 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 push. Oh, front and back, and then at. Okay, so this would be back. Yeah. Okay, there's still some stuff that is logically broken. Why is this already like this? What the fuck? Bro, I haven't pressed anything. What the heck is going on? Shouldn't we start it now? We started now. Where's the spinner code? If channel info waiting history is different than null, then only then we do the spinner. Why are we spinning? The only thing that gets it to a non-null value is this line here. Why are we spinning? Why are we spinning, man? Okay, there's something suspicious. Although there's also another thing that is suspicious right now, which is how a channel gets initialized. Because when we create a channel in persistence, I believe, whenever we create a channel in here, or I guess it's more than anything else, it's host channel. It's host channels. When we do set or add, what do we call it? Create kind chat. Okay, so we do this. Okay, so I guess we're generally not doing a bad job. No, 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 no. I think we are doing a bad job. Um, we're doing we're definitely doing a bad job at certain stuff. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. There you go. Okay. Okay, so we are up to 68. I guess if this has any chance of working, we need to see new messages, well, older messages with lower numbers come in. Let's see what happens. Holy shit. It actually works. Holy shit. This worked kind of first try. We have loaded a chunk of history. Now, if I press it again, it's not going to work well because I have I'm using wrong, I'm trying to grab the oldest message from the wrong bucket because if we have history, we need to grab the oldest value from there. And only when history is empty, we want to grab the oldest stuff from the active message window. So uh, we got one click working. We don't have two clicks working. Oh no. Oh no. We definitely do not have two clicks working. Also, the fact that we don't have an index system for the history, it's a problem because then we are not deduplicating messages. That is also bad. Also, wait, did Borg crash? Borg kinda. I don't think it all crashed, but I think YouTube pooped itself. Sorry, you people on YouTube. Yeah, sorry, YouTube. I don't know. YouTube chat sucks. There's nothing I can do about it. Um, so I would say we want chat history to I think we want chat history to um have an index so that we can have absurd semantics in a sense. Then we want we want to make this button work correctly for multiple clicks in a sense. That should be easy to make work now. So the way we make it work is um hmm, for example, we can do all this message. We can give it maybe an all this message method to chat channel, or for now we can just have the code, the logic in here. Who cares? So just to make it work, waiting history, client history back, also WH. Okay, so let's compute the oldest message. If waiting history, no. Okay, so this is another thing. This comes with us. If there is something in history, then that's the oldest. Else, it's C messages at 0.id -1. Also, here we need to do the UID -1. Also, it's not UID, it's just ID. Uh, hmm, let me think about it for a second. Let's say that all this UID does not have the -1. Let's do the -1 elsewhere if we have to. So we do it like this. This is the oldest UID, and then we're saying if there is waiting, if we're waiting and all this UID is lower than waiting history, lower or equal than waiting history, then we set it to null, right? Um, this otherwise becomes all this UID minus 1. There you go. Then the next problem is that this guy here is kind of doing the same logic. We might as well gate to it. Oh, and then we don't need C anymore. Huh. Funny how these things play out. There we go. So with this is a client only change. So with this, we should be able to load some messages. Oh shit, we skipped 67. That's bad. We did a -1 that we should not have done. We don't do -1 in here. 65, 66, 67. And now I can press it again. And we fucking die. Why? Why did we die? Something somehow went horribly wrong the second time around. It's not clear to me though why. So this works fine. Why can I not do it a second time? Oh, wait. I'm dumb. It did work. It just didn't work well. 64, 65, 66, then 65, 66, 67. Now pressing the button doesn't do anything because it doesn't recognize that we went back because we kind of didn't. Okay, so we kind of fucked up the second request. Why? Maybe the answer is that it's not back, it's front. There we go. 62, 63, 64, 65. We're doing a pretty decent. We died. Oh, rate limiting. Okay, so we were doing fine. I just pressed the button too many times and we got rate limited hard by the server. Okay. Maybe I should have the client like understand when it gets rate limited. At some point I will. Yeah. We have a button to load message history. It does something. It does things. We did make some progress towards loading message history. We were not able to wire these to the UI, but we can get some help. Like we can ask the David maybe to look into this stuff since it's his framework. He knows, he understands the UI mechanics better than I do. So why not? Yeah. I think this might be it for me this Sunday. I'm doing a shorter stream. I mean, it's Sunday. I don't want to stream the whole day. And we kind of succeeded at what we were trying to achieve. Kinda though, right? Because obviously the code is not exactly delicious, but it works. And and supporting this feature is kind of showing how much we are falling behind when it comes to certain other things. Like it's clearly showing that we need to support um, recognizing when a request is fulfilled. So we need a more generic way of dealing with that. Let us just put it that way. Oh, not only that, also message history. Like we never had any support for keeping around messages past the current active window, and yeah, now we have some of that, and that is important. That is definitely important. Okay, so with this being said, let us see what is happening on the rest of Twitch. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna be lazy as well. Let me see. Any Zig? No more. Nobody else is doing Zig. So you know what? I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you all for hanging out. I'll see you all next time. We did it. We got some. We got some messages loading. Yeah, pretty cool. Well, see you. Bye bye.